Welcome everyone to another exciting episode of City Skylines. We're playing Appletown, a new beginning after fixing that traffic several episodes ago. And to get right into it, let's see what we did last episode. We built this nice new interchange, and we got some traffic to deal with there. We're going to fix that a little bit later. Then offline, I connected that road right there, did a little bit more in the way of beautification. I also put in this 6-lane road here that seems to be working pretty well. I need to even it out a little bit. Got some elevation issues with it, but it's working pretty well. Another thing I did was a little bit of lane expansion over here. Made that a 2-lane. Coming onto the highway, we had some congestion, made this 4-lane through here. Right, a lot of times I want to try to figure out what's going on in my city, so to do that, I will follow around a truck or something like a garbage truck will be good to follow around because they generally don't despawn. Sometimes trucks will despawn, but regardless, we'll take a short trip here with this container truck US-CS and see what's it like traveling down the highway here. And we can pick out some oddities, maybe something we haven't thought of on a route, and make improvements to it. So I like to do that. Now, with a truck, it may despawn. Generally that won't happen unless you run into a big traffic jam, and you can see a lot of traffic over there merging, and that bump there we have to take care of. But this guy is just going out to the cargo station, and we'll let him go do that. But I like to do that just to take a look around the city, and I'll spend oftentimes quite a bit of time just examining different routes. Now I know you can use the route tool and you can see where a lot of traffic is going and get an idea that way, but this is a nice bird's eye view, and then it makes you appreciate that scenery, that mountain scenery of driving down this highway and what it's like. Alright, let's travel back on this road and just take a look real quick here. Remember I mentioned the little bump there, and see there's some unevenness of the bridge and whatnot. We're going to work on smoothing that out a little bit later. Okay, I think just looking at the industrial area over here, we're emptying that landfill, and I think I did a pretty good job of this with this new highway and access. Things are flowing really well. Let's look at the traffic, 82%. So that's not bad at all. We've got a little bit of a pain point there coming down south on that highway. Now that we opened up that other ramp to it again, we've got some blockage up here in this industrial area, and we can work on that. I think what we're going to do first here today is we're going to tackle this highway here and redo the connection between this industrial area and the area to the right, on the right of the screen. So here we go. Kind of excited to get down in this section and clean this up. I never have liked the way it was originally designed. Now continue working on the highway here. Straighten this guy up a little bit and connect it up. But first we got to build the new entranceway. And this is kind of a downgrade. Instead of having a highway go across, but remember, during the traffic scenario, I really was, focused on beating the scenario. So it was kind of a matter of what did I think was going to have the best traffic flow bang for the buck. So now we're finally coming back, and I just think this just looks a lot smoother, a lot better way to do this. Now do some of the off ramps here, and I'm only putting in 2 off ramps. Excuse me, on ramp and off ramp, and that will do the trick. And finish up over here on the industrial side of things, and take care of this a bit. Yeah, move the fire station now. And okay, that is pretty much it on that section. And if you look, the traffic flow here, I didn't take a pre-snap, but it was just terrible coming off the highway there. And you can still see the remnants of it. We haven't run the simulation yet since we changed this, but we will see how this turns out. And this is to promote traffic to that road. And those are the entrance onto that northbound highway over there is a little close to the 6-lane I just put in, but it'll have to do. Okay, do a little more in the way of housekeeping in the industrial area here. Build some new roads, get rid of one way there, build out more street there. That's a little wonky there. Yes, I do grids, I admit it. But sometimes those little angled streets I put in, so all is forgiven, right? Alright, put in the good old bike path 6-lane road, and that will enable the people from the residential and commercial on the other side, if they want to travel over to this side and then the new area we're going to build over here, it's going to be mixed. It's going to be a mixed area. But that will enable some bike paths right on the main road there. Let's take a look at traffic lights real quick. And notice one is on, one is off for the exit and on-ramps. We're going to leave those on. And then these here aren't needed. Definitely not needed. We want this road to flow as well as possible, because it goes all the way back here. Get rid of these guys. They snuck in there somewhere. And we are set on those. Start the simulation again, run it, and we'll see how that flow works. We've lost a little population, lost about 1,500 or so. So we're going to take a look at some demographics. Here you can see a little bit about what's going on. Get 8% unemployment, but seniors are at 25%. So when it gets up that high, it's going to have an effect. You'll have more deaths. Even though we have more births than deaths right now, it definitely will put a strain on your population. Let's take a look around the brown colored buildings throughout the city here. You can see there's quite a few seniors all over the place. And up in these, look at all the different neighborhoods, and we see them throughout up in this northernmost area of the town. I really need to paint some districts so I can name these areas, so when I'm playing I can describe this better. Now here in Victoria Heights we have quite a few seniors. Alright, moving over to this area just to take a look and see what's happened since we built our new interchange here. In another iteration of this, when I was experimenting, I had right-hand exits to go south on at both of these, and the buildup of traffic here on the 3 lanes it was just crazy right here. So with a single entrance coming in from one side, that worked best. And of course we have access on the other side, so we're good with going through the neighborhood to get access to that. All right, next we're going to do some zoning of some office to deal with some of this demand. All right, let's go into fast mode and do some housekeeping up here in the industrial area that we missed, as we have taken out a landfill here and done some other things, some extra office space, and get a little bit of residential zoned along the road here. Now let's move to fixing up this highway, evening this out. I mentioned that earlier in the vid. We're going to do that. Alright, this little change I think looks really good. Nice and smooth. We'll see how the traffic flow goes once we start it and see the truck emerge from the road, down below the road. That's kind of cool. And it's looking good, looking good. Let's take a look at traffic flow, 85, 84%. So this is working the way that we have reconfigured the highways, just getting better and better. And then over here we did the 6-lane road through and the exits, and we have a little build up there. Might have to deal with that at some point. That is a wrap on episode 5 of Appletown, A New Beginning. Thank you for the view, and click that subscribe button, like button, make a comment. I really appreciate it. Until next time.